But you know what you can certainly do? You can certainly send that in to Olivia, and Olivia, back me up here, and it becomes part of the public record.
Okay, I kind of wanted to say it publicly, but maybe there'll be an opportunity at the next meeting? Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Thank you all for the
Thank you
opportunity.
very much.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna go down, and these people may not be here anymore, you may not want to speak anymore, you're just eating by now. Dan Gorman? Gone.
Bill Frickberg.
Bill Frickberg, he's gone. Mhm. Jackie and Bob Carey? Laura Doster?
Absent.
He's gone. Sonny Clark?
Absent.
John Anderson's gone.
Absent.
Pat Beatty? Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
And it's,
There's somebody who stayed, who wasn't.
We thought you just wrote your name down so we could call it out.
I'm just in complete overwhelm. So what I think changed from when I came in here, I think that the people that live here permanently and pay taxes, been here a long time, we need a steering committee. Because the business has one, TDA has one, we don't have any. So we need to get some thought people together, and I was shocked at the fierceness. So that's my big thing, is just, what can you do to help the permanent person want a better quality of life here and still work with all these outside groups that have money and come in and make presentations. We still don't have a dog park, and Esther's tried and Pat Cook's tried, 16 years, we don't have a dog park. And they're yelling about 5 years pickleball, so.
So thank you for that comment. I appreciate that very much.
One road in, one road out. How many visitors come here? When I was on the chamber, it was about $250,000 a year. That's another factor. And then I would really like to see movement on the fire department. So,
Thank you, Pat.
thank you, Pat,
Thank
very
you,
much.
Pat.
So, I just,
one more thing. This guy here, he needs help, because when he read off that list of things he was doing, he can't do all that.
Oh, yes, he can.
yes,
He's pretty capable. Yes, he can.
The money, like I know the 425,000, they have to do that, but moving forward, the money needs to be spent to make sure that we get quality and they have help. And here's my one example I forgot. Those of us living on Memorial Highway have had a lot of brown water last year. We're still having air issues in the pipes. We're starting our 3rd week with air issues in the pipes. It's okay when it's a little, but when it blows up, it scares the heck out of you. So that's just a resident thing. So a steering committee would be nice.
thank you for your
Okay.
input.
Thank you.
I would like to say one thing, no, go ahead and sit down, thank you, but just to sort of follow up on that. I think we all need to recognize what the fiduciary responsibility of the town council is, and it is to the town. It is, we are charged with ensuring that we're prudent with the finances of the town so that we're always solvent. We are certainly looking for a couple of $100 million to complete all the rest of our infrastructure, which will happen over the, next 10 to 20 years probably. But, for 100 years, our infrastructure has aged in place. And we are at the point and have been at the point where we realize that that can't happen anymore. We don't have the luxury of ignoring the things that have to be done. Those are the things that make Lake Lure here in the next 100 years. Those are the things that support the value of our properties. It supports our being able to live here. The fire department's needs support, and the police department protect the residents who live here. And those are the things that we are required to focus on. So we are happy for anyone who has ideas about bringing more business into the community. But the reality is, our job is to make sure that there is a town still standing. There is a lake still filled with water here. There is a dam, you know, that is still gonna be standing upright in the next 100 years. And so I think sometimes it's very difficult for people to understand, and I know that people say, I'm so tired of Carol, if you just talk about sewer all the time, sewer, sewer, sewer. And that's true. And the reason that is because that's what we're charged to do. So Pat, I appreciate your bringing that up, and our first commitment has to be to the people who live here now. It just does, because that's the people that we represent. So our steering committee, Pat, I don't say it's a bad idea at all, but you should be looking at a steering committee up here of people who are interested solely in the life and the value of the life that people have who live here. So we're committed to that I will tell you. But thank you for bringing that up, Pat.
You guys won't be up there all the time though. So how do we make sure as people?
Oh, we're gonna vet people. We're gonna vet the successors. I'm just telling you, that's the commitment, and I know Hank is committed to that too. And we are truly, if I digress a little bit here, we are so truly fortunate that we have all the staff in place that we have now in the town hall. Hank, as the town manager and the leader, Mike Dooley has come in, and don't ever say he's working too hard, because we don't actually care. We really don't.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. He's gonna ask for a pay raise now.
Yeah.
Good
He
job.
said he was cold. Can I turn the heat up a few minutes ago? And I said, no, I'm not cold, so we're not turning it up. Well, you're certainly welcome. It's our privilege. It truly is. But what we have to do is we focus on what's good for this town, and that means what supports the valuable life of the people who live here. Okay, are there any other public commenters that we missed? I think not. If so, we are going to move on then to the consent agenda. And there are a number of items on the consent agenda. I do want everyone to understand all items that are put on the consent agenda are only put there because they have been thoroughly discussed by the council at previous time. It would be impossible for us, our council meetings would have to last maybe 6 to 10 hours, believe me, if we did this. But we do want to make sure everybody knows what we're voting on. And so Patrick has very nicely offered to just read them to you. They are in your agenda too, that you can see.
Yeah, and they're always presented in public record. These are, as Carol alluded to, at our monthly work sessions, they have proved incredibly invaluable for town council, and allows us to vet and flesh things out in a public forum without making any decisions at that time. So anything that falls into the consent agenda has taken a lot of deliberation, time, and effort on our part before it falls into this line item that helps to expedite our meeting. So tonight's consent agenda, line item A, approval of March 14th, 2023 regular town council meeting minutes, and the March 22nd, 2023 regular town council work session meeting minutes. Line item B, resolution number 23-04-11, authorizing the addendum to the Lake Shore Tours concession agreement. Line item C, resolution number 23-04-11E, authorizing deep pipe crossing easements and/or temporary dredging construction easements for the horizontal directional drill project. Line item D is Olympiad Lure of the Lake Swim event request for waivers. Line item E, waiver for the Lake Lure Memorial Day service scheduled for 5/29/23. F, waivers for the Lake Lure Community Independence Celebration scheduled for July the 1st, 23 at Lake Lure Beach. And line item G, final waiver and suspension for the Lake Lure Farmers Market scheduled for Fridays starting May the 5th, 23 through October 27th of 2027.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Do I hear a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda as posted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then the consent agenda is approved.
I know we're doing consent agenda, we're not doing discussion, but I'd encourage folks to put the 5/29 Memorial Day service on your calendar. That's usually a time when we have the Arts and Crafts Show, so there's always a lot of people, but this year it's not a time for Arts and Crafts Show, so put it on your calendar so you don't miss it.
Very important.
Yeah. Good
One
point.
of the two most important things that we do a year. We'll move on then to unfinished business. Item A, resolution number 22-04-11A, authorizing a lease agreement between the town of Lake Lure and the Rutherford County Tourism Development Authority, otherwise known as the TDA. Hank?
Yes, ma'am. That agreement is for a initial term of 1 year with 9 options following. So that will be an annual renewal for it. There is a 6-month or 180-day, more precisely, period of time in which either party, the town or the TDA, could opt out of the agreement. So that's how it's specified, and then the payment would be for $1 a year.
All right, thank you. Any questions on that?
No, ma'am.
All right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, we adopt Resolution 23-0411A.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number B, resolution number 23-04-11B, authorizing a 10-year grounds lease agreement between the town of Lake Lure and the Lake Lure Flowering Bridge.
Yes, last month, we went ahead and approved to keep the Flowering Bridge moving on some of their projects that needed to keep going, an annual lease. So this lease this evening, as approved, would effectively supplant that annual lease with a 10-year lease. Basically the same lease as we looked at last month for 10 years. And it is worth noting too that we have a bill that's been introduced with the General Assembly to give the town of Lake Lure the ability to enter into a lease agreement for up to, I believe it's 20-year period, or is it 25?
There's no time limit listed in the bill.
Okay, there's not on that. So we have an option to go in excess of 10 years, which was something that we wanted to achieve with the General Assembly. If that bill is adopted, and I have a feeling that it will be, and approved, then we will then revisit the 10-year lease again and consider something a little bit more longer than that.
All right, thank you very much. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion, we approve resolution number 23-0411B, authorizing a 10-year grounds lease agreement between the town of Lake Lure and the Flowering Bridge.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that resolution is approved unanimously. We'll move on to new business, approval of basic facts and assurances for the 2022-2023 Parks and Recreation Trust Fund Part F application. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, this is a part of the paperwork that is for the Part F application that we heard from Ron Hancock, who is working with Destination by Design and the TDA in the town. And this is a required paperwork as a part of the submittal on the grant application.
All right, and thank you for that presentation. That probably answered any questions that there were. Do I hear a motion?
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve basic facts and assurances for the 2022-2023 PARTIF application.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And approval is unanimous. Resolution, item B, resolution number 23-04-11C, extending the Chimney Rock Village agreement to operate water system.
Yes, this, we have a current agreement that expires on the 15th of 2023. This is a 20-year agreement that was originally taken in, of course, in 2003. We had been engaged with the Village of Chimney Rock on a management agreement for their water system and their sewer system. We handle a lot of the daily activities for meter reading and billing and some maintenance activities to help them as well as that one. We've been working with them for the better part of 6 months on this. I guess we're trying to work through this. We've realized that a 20-year agreement that comes to an end is much more complicated than just taking an eraser to a 20-year-old agreement and trying to make changes around the fringe. So the resolution that you have before you this evening would be a mutually agreed upon extension of the current agreement that would take us through the end of the calendar year of 2023 in December. Hopefully that gives us enough time to work out a successor agreement with the village so that we can get up to speed on things and that we can come up with an arrangement with Chimney Rock Village that correctly and adequately reflects what needs to be taken care of in the future for our relationship and how we deal with them on their systems.
Okay,
Good.
is your motion?
Sorry.
I make a motion, go ahead.
To adopt resolution 230411C, extending the Chimney Rock Village agreement to operate water system.
I'll
Second.
second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 23-04-11C is unanimously approved. The next item on new business is the drain valve construction bid update.
Okay. I will say that this morning we did open up bids on a rebid for the drain valve installs. We originally had our first bid opening. We had two people or two companies that came in to propose work on it. At that point, because of the way the laws were written on it, we could not open up those bids because we didn't have a minimum of 3. This morning, we did open up bids again. We had the same two that were present on the initial bid opening return. We did open those bids up. We are in the process of evaluating those bids, and we will come back with the town at a later date and brief town after we've had a chance to look at those. We do have the opportunity at this point, because it is a rebid, that even though we've had less than 3, we do have the ability, if town sees it in the best interest of the town, to move forward with one of these bids.
Thank you very much. We wait with bated breath.
So if we have to bid again, do we have to wait for 3 again? Or can we consider that a rebid?
Well, if you have to bid again, you probably have to rescope the project, because you couldn't go back and
Okay.
rebid just because you don't like the price.
Because you don't like the
Right,
price.
right.
Okay,
That's right.
yep, I mean, that makes sense. I just thought I'd say it out loud.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you deep in thought,
No,
William?
I'm good.
No, William,
Yeah.
oh, I thought, I was waiting. Okay, there was a, we did edit the agenda, remove the original item D, and Commissioner Doster, I'll let
Yeah.
you address item D now, which is the Duke Power resumption town for
So
ABC.
as everyone knows, the ABC store will be moving up the street, and Duke Power required the ABC board to take a vote to change the power from one address to another. And I think that happens when they do commercial stuff like that. It seemed like they just felt like, to me, it felt like they were concerned that anybody down the road could just change power and nobody would know about it, and all of a sudden the power is shut off. So Hank and I talked about it, Olivia and I talked about it, and they suggested we just vote tonight to take the power back from Duke, back in our name, to the current ABC location. Okay, so I guess that,
And then the timing of that's gonna be like, May 1st?
May 1st, yeah, I'm sorry.
1st, okay.
May 1st.
Would you like to make a motion?
So let's call that a motion?
All right.
Is that good?
I'll second that.
Do I hear,
I'll second it.
all right, all in favor?
Yes.
And that very well-stated resolution has passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Good luck with that one, Olivia.
Yeah, that's, she's got, I know what Olivia's capable of.
Let me share with y'all, we are so fortunate, and for everyone who works here, but Olivia is a master at translating all the everything that goes on into readable public records, and we thank her for everything she does, for sure. We have nothing else on our agenda, so do you hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank
We
you so much.
appreciate it.
Dog, thank you.
You.
I'll second it.